going back and forth
are
between
just like the shakiest.
ghost and humming church lady. I just love Jesus so
Haunted gospel
much.
choir.
Feel the spirit. I left it in my other purse.
It's songs in the key of funny, mixing music and comedy. It's like everything you could wish for. It's like an opera singer covered in bees. It's like hearing your favorite song while you eat your favorite cheese. It's funny songs and funny stories. It's songs in the key of funny. Funny songs and the stories behind them.
It sure is. Welcome back to the Songs in the Key of Funny podcast. I'm your host, Kristin Key, and we're coming to you live via YouTube. For those of you watching on YouTube, hi, we're live streaming from Flappers Comedy Club in beautiful Burbank. A slightly less hot, sticky mess today.
We'll take it.
This is where game shows go to have babies. Joining me today, as always, my partner in crime, the Willow to my Buffy, the Gabrielle to my Xena. It's Shaun Fisher, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
That's right, the Michael Winslow of the show, because he does weird things with his mouth.
Oh, okay, yes.
Yes,
So
yes. That's the only reason that you're the Michael Winslow of the show.
I totally blanked on Michael Winslow, and then I was like, oh yeah, Police Academy.
Police Academy,
Yeah.
Better. And our guest today, who does not know who Michael Winslow is Lizzie Sivitz. So happy to have her on the show. We're gonna. Oh yes, you are right to be excited.
Please.
We've got a lot to talk about today. Before we go much further, I need to announce: come visit Flappers Comedy Club if you haven't been here, or if you have, come back. They have comedy so often that you'd forget that it's going on. Subscribe to this podcast on iTunes. It's really easy to do in that way. You can listen to all the episodes that we've had. Probably avoid the first 3, but it gets really good after that.
Yeah, I come in on 4, I think.
Yeah, and then you can come see me do comedy this weekend, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I'll be at the Comedy Spot Comedy Club in Scottsdale, Arizona. Now, every week we like to honor our comedians of today that are making us laugh right now, but we also like to give tribute to comedians of the past with a classic song of the week. Well, this week, because it's Halloween, we've changed that to a spooky song of the week. It's an original song written by yours Spooky, called The Night That Halloween Went Crazy. And it goes a little something like this: a 1 and a 2 and a spookity spooked. The kids were wearing costumes while they went out trick-or-treating, excited for the thought of all the candy they'd be eating. When a headless horseman rode through town, it seemed an evil curse, but he lost his head and bumped into a zombie, which was worse. That's the night that Halloween went crazy. The dead were rising from their graves. That's the night when Halloween got weird. A witch with a broom did a spell, and boom, she up and disappeared. The zombie man was hopping mad and feeling hungry too. On his way to find some dinner, met a girl and said she's cute. He asked her for a date, she said, okay, you're spooky. But his stomach whined and he decided brains before beauty. That's the night that Halloween went crazy. The dead were rising from their graves. That's the night that Halloween got weird. A witch with a broom did a spell, and boom, now a lady has a beard. The girl on the floor had brains no more, but back to life she came. This cheerleader would cheer once more, but now she'd cheer, go brains! She threw a dead man's party at the cemetery gate and invited all the boys and ghouls who died to celebrate. Well, that's the night that Halloween got crazy. The dead were dancing on their graves. That's the night that Halloween got weird. The headless horseman found his head, rode off and disappeared. That's the night that Halloween went crazy. The dead were rising from their graves. That's the night that Halloween got weird. The headless horseman found his head, rode off and disappeared. And that was this week's Spooky Song of the Week. Spooky Song of the Week. Spooky Song of the Week. Spooky Song of the Week.
I'm really scared.
You should be. It's terrifying.
It was extremely spooky.
It's going to be a spooky day of the Halloween episode of Songs in the Key of Funny. Joining us today, I'm so excited to have you on. It's Lizzie Sivitz.
Hey, that's me. Hi. I love folks. Thank you. Please.
Sorry, I have a mustache totally in my mouth. It happens all the time. I'm so glad to have you here. Would you honor us with a song right off the bat? We just go right into it? And I hate to just call out your song, but will you play Sex by Numbers for me?
Oh, that old
It's
chestnut?
my favorite. Please.
Okay. All right. If you insist.
Yes.
69's the only sex position that makes numbers into the human shape. There's names like missionary and cowgirl, but they're so generic. So you can call it doggy style like on a porn tape. But I'm gonna go all MIT and make all sex names numeric. Get ready.
I'm ready.
66 when you're doing it upside down like a pimp. 22 in the fetal position cause we both had some bad shrimp. And 88 when you both happen to be really flexible gymnasts. 11 when we're lying in bed not touching cause I am really upset. No, seriously? You're supposed to help me around the house and you play with your ferret all night. It's like, Lizzie, why do you keep dating people obsessed with ferrets? Is this like your pattern? Are you into ferret people now? 100 when you're by yourself in bed with 2 donuts. 99 when you just wanna go nuts. And 66 when you're doing a pretzel. And 666 when you're doing the devil. Number 1 when you're winning a medal. Jewish New Year 5778 when you're screwing in temple. And 1 gram of fiber when you're doing a lentil. When you do a legume, you don't have to be gentle. Sex positions, it might take some ambition, but you and I can do better than 69. I hope this song makes sense because I'm a lesbian and I don't understand heterosexual sex at all. I'm just used to 2 hours of foreplay and then crying. Thank you. Thank you, please.
Okay, lady,
Clothing
doing
on.
it.
I know it's a sexy song, but please. Oh, God. It's too much.
So let's start right with this song and talk
Yeah.
to me about your writing process.
For that one, I always thought it was weird that 69 was so literal. Like, just the naming of sex positions is funny in general, but it was like they really weren't creative with that one. They were just like, I guess it looks like a 6 and a 9.
Yeah. There is no like real art to it in the same way.
What would you rename it if you were going to rename that position?
Impracticality.
Nobody wins.
Yeah, nobody wins.
Nose to butthole.
Timing is difficult. I don't know. Yeah, I think it's a perfect name. I think we should make all of them clearer.
That would be
my opinion.
That would be handy. I'm in for that.
Yeah. So then I started thinking in general about the numbers that look like humans and what we'd have to do with our bodies to get there. I think 11 is my favorite. 2 people just lying next to each other. Like, what is happening?
Which I think is
100 made me so
100.
happy.
Lying in bed with 2
2
donuts.
donuts.
I like 11 because I think it really does sum up lesbian sex.
Yeah, you're definitely at 11 at some point.
Yeah.
So that was the process behind that
And
one.
100. That's nice.
And then I wanted to put a button on it, and I was thinking about the fact that I feel like the positions are really skewed toward heterosexual couples.
That makes sense.
And so it would make sense for me to want to mix things up. So that's why I added that line at the end there. It's my
I like that
favorite
you
part.
came out in the song, too. I think it's important.
Well, it creates problems for me sometimes when I perform because I like the element of surprise there. And so I can't tell any jokes about anything lesbian, like being a lesbian before that point. So sometimes
Right.
it creates time problems because I
Do you-
think it's funnier when people picturing the ferret thing, picturing like a guy playing with the ferret.
Right.
And then they hear the lesbian thing, and it's like a switch. I think that element of surprise is fun.
Yeah.
So I can't come out before that in a set.
Ah.
So I mostly play it at the top.
This is only from my experience, but I have a question about your act, and it's more like, what do you wear? And this is because I've been told this back when I was not coming out for a while during my set, and it would be the entire set. And I would say, well, I don't come out on stage, and people are like, oh, your outfits do. Like, and I was more out than I thought. Do you think...
Did you have short hair then?
Always.
That's probably it.
And blazers.
I feel like it's more...
And I look like... And the mustache.
I feel like the hair... I feel like the hair is more of a giveaway than anything else. But I also think... I mean, it's possible that some people are looking at me and saying, like...
Well, you are dressed like a pirate today, so who am I to assume?
I'm Alexander Hamilton, but you're close.
I was way off.
Alexander Hamilton. Yeah, I dress, like, not great, because I just don't dress great in general, but I'm not, like, I don't dress, like, super masculine, but I just wear, like, a t-shirt and jeans.
Okay.
But not, like, a dress. That would really throw people off.
That would throw me off big time.
Wearing a dress on stage?
Yeah.
I think in the past 5 years, I can name every time I've worn a dress, and it's been like an Orthodox Jewish wedding.
Wow.
Every single time.
Are you saying all women who wear dresses are heterosexual?
Yes, that's
what I'm saying.
That's how
I'm
I go
saying
through
it
the
too.
world.
I'll say it.
Is that not right?
Yeah.
I think when people look up at you and you're on stage, you know, they do like a very rudimentary assessment.
Fair enough, yeah.
And yeah, I mean, it's always hard to figure out who's lesbian. That's like it's a hard game to play.
I have been this entire time.
Trying to figure out who the lesbian is?
No, a lesbian.
You've been a lesbian?
Okay. And you're dressed...
I wear a lot of dresses, so that's really what throws people off.
No, not to give you inappropriate, but no lesbian would wear
finger claws.
These finger claws? Oh, these are part of my daily routine. These are definitely...
And for those of you listening and not watching this podcast, for those on iTunes, this is the Halloween edition. You're listening to Songs in the Key of Funny. I'm your host, Kristin Key. With me, as always, is Shaun Fisher, and our guest today is Lizzie Sivitz, and we are dressed up for Halloween. And so if you're wanting to picture what we are, I'm clearly a French maid. Shaun is Freddy Krueger with finger knives, and clearly what I thought was a pirate is now Alexander Hamilton.
It's a great dual-purpose costume in that way.
Right. It's like my French maid could also be an evil villain. Yeah.
Parrot, hook hand.
Oh my God, yeah. You could really transition that into a lot of things.
Yeah. It's whatever I need it to be.
Right. West Hollywood lesbian on a Thursday. Yeah.
Yeah. Like a hipster drinking coffee in Los Feliz.
Like a town crier.
Yeah. This is not a costume, actually. So thanks,
have you ever worn a dress on stage?
No.
Okay. What would that do to your act, do you think?
I mean, it would add an element of me being uncomfortable. So it would probably be a lot worse. Because the audience would be like, why is this girl so awkward?
I don't know why. I can't imagine it either. I just think it would be... I think I could do I could do a full set in a space suit easier than I could do it.
100%. I would feel in my element in a spacesuit.
Right.
Any sort of uniform, I would be at home.
I don't know why we're transitioning into a sexy song about doing stand-up in dresses.
Oh, I thought this was a sexy song about doing stand-up in different uniforms.
We could do that too. What do you want to dress up as?
If it was a uniform, would take away your breath.
I'm not used to having this much air coming up under my dress.
Do it now, and I know that it wouldn't be cute. I'm not gonna wear a dress up here. I'm gonna wear some kind of suit. And first I'm starting with a spacesuit.
Spacesuit.
And I'm moving to a chef suit.
Chef suit.
Pretty sure that's just an apron.
And a cop suit.
Cop suit.
And I'll also wear a banker suit.
Banker suit.
Pretty sure that's just a regular
And I'll
suit.
wear a superhero suit.
Superhero suit.
And I'll wear pajama suits.
Pajama suits,
Then
not
I'll wear
a thing.
Not a thing.
lumberjack suit is what I'll finish with.
Now you're just dressing like a lesbian do. Wearing a lesbian suit. Suits on stage. I don't want to wear a dress, so I wear my suit. Gonna wear a scuba suit. Scuba suit. Tell my jokes with oxygen. Oxygen. I'll wear a one-piece bathing suit. Bathing Tell my jokes with a camel toe. Camel toe. Then I'll wear a unitard. Unitard. It's a suit for me. Camel toe again. Camel toe. What about you, Lizzie Sivitz? What kind of suit are you gonna wear? Even though I'm Jewish, when I was a little kid, I made my mom take me to the mall to meet Santa. She said, what do you wanna wear? I said, a full suit with a tie, 'cause Christmas is a business thing for me. I've been wearing suits since I was like 3. Every suit I put on is a victory. Everybody always has their eyes on me. Pinstripes like I chillin'. Wear it at flappers.
Pinstripe suit with a tie on.
That's good times. That's good times. Oh yeah. What came first, comedy or music for you?
I mean, I like to think that I always was like cracking jokes, you know,
Yeah.
since I was a wee thing.
A little 3-year-old in a pinstripe suit. Yeah. I can see you.
Oh yeah.
Who's from out of town?
Right.
Juice boxes, anybody?
Yeah. What's the deal with crayons? But I when I was in the 8th grade, my dad got me a ukulele from Costco.
Awesome.
And he said, hey, I saw this was $20. You know, you like playing guitar, but your hands are so small that you struggle. So he got me a ukulele, and I just started playing around with it, like Googling tabs and chords, and I taught myself how to play. And I wrote all these really, like, emotional songs about coming out of the closet.
With
In the
with
8th
ukulele
grade?
backing?
Oh, 8th grade is the time.
Like, 8th grade, 9th,
yeah.
9th grade was when I really came out, but I was, like, writing these songs about these feelings I was having. I didn't know what they were.
God, I will pay you $1.75 if you can remember any of those 8th grade songs.
I can for sure
with
remember
feelings.
them.
Can you play us in 8th grade coming in? Because I also had feelings for my best friend in 8th grade, like gay feelings, but I could not put them into words. So I would have loved, like I would have been your biggest fan. Play me 8th grade, just one, just yeah.
Okay, I'll do my best to remember. I'll just do like a verse and a chorus, but
I need to write down that I owe you $1.75.
don't worry about it.
Okay.
It's on me. On the house.
Oh my God, this is the best day ever.
What I did was later I took the songs that I'd written and I turned them into comedy songs. So I took the tunes and the melodies and the chords and I turned them into comedy songs. But first they were emo songs. But
so much.
all right. All right, this is 8th grade lesbianic Lizzie right here. Fold your hands and breathe in. You need time to think, but time is what we don't have. I mean, we really had a lot of time because we were in 8th grade. Fold your hands and breathe out. You need time to think now. And you just can't speak. There's nothing to say. Okay. 'Cause even if it's just for a little bit, I wanna love you. And even if it's just for a little bit, I can't stop thinking of you. And even if it's just for a little bit, I know that it's real. For now.
Oh, real for now.
For now.
I love this song so much.
Oh, I love that.
Oh my God.
So much emotion.
I love it. That's
We're
what
running
songs
out
should
of
be.
time.
No, that's what songs should be, right? They should be
Right,
every
we're
emotion that you
14.
have right then.
There's only so much more middle school left.
No, I want that recorded. I want a version of that.
Oh, there's recordings. Oh, there are recordings that were sent to certain individuals.
Oh, how'd it go? How was it received?
Oh boy. Well, I think I don't know. You know, it's funny, like looking back.
Clearly, she was ahead of her time.
Right.
I mean,
Hi, Mom.
my mom has dealt with this more than anybody else.
True.
My pinings after women, but no, I mean, I actually that was for somebody that I ended up dating. So that it turned out okay.
Got her.
Yeah, scream out someone's window loud enough, they're eventually gonna say hello.
Yeah. Well, you know what I've realized works is like, you put on the charm, and you play the songs.
That's right.
And then if they say, and then you kind of pull back, and then they're like, what did I do? And then they want more songs.
Forever.
This is a manual on how to get a girlfriend as an 8th grader.
The album is called Mind Games by Lizzie Sivitz.
That's how I get everybody.
Mind games and hand holdings.
It wasn't on purpose. It wasn't like a plan. But looking back, I think that had that effect.
That's how you survive as a little lesbian, to get girls to like you.
I love that because it definitely implies that you spent a good amount of time thinking about this person, enough to make a song, and then you're like, I can't talk right now though.
Yeah, there was a lot of time for thinking.
Wow.
That's
I'm a
awesome.
big fan of that song. So now I want to hear, what did the song become? What's the comedy song that song became?
So that's a song I don't do anymore, but
Wait, like ever?
not
What about
really-
for
I mean,
another
I can-
$1.75?
I just don't know if I can
$3.50.
remember the lyrics. It was a song called Questions About Animals, and it was just questions that I had about animals. But I don't really perform it anymore.
You know what's funny? I have a song called Poop at Work that was the original song that I wrote for my wife to make her fall in love with me. That was originally like this
So you did the
love song.
Lizzie Sivitz plan.
Yeah.
With the poop at
With the
work
poop at work
lyrics?
song.
No, I just I used the tune, and eventually later she was like, "Is that my love song?" I was like, I needed it." Like 11 years later, I was like, "Yeah."
So
I won. So
what you're saying is that you also have written songs to
recycle-
bag the ladies,
Yes.
as they say.
yes. I think
And
every girl
recycled those
I've
tunes.
ever slept with has a song.
Oh wow, I'm not that prolific. I think people started getting mad. Like exes started
prolific.
Exes started getting mad, like that I wouldn't risk. Like my first ex after that girl was like, why is there no album about me?
Because you put out for free. It's like the milk and the cow. Like,
Oh yeah.
This works for guys too, Shaun.
Oh, absolutely. No, there's a
Shaun,
person
if you want
that
to get
I'm
with a guy, just
distinctly
write him a
think.
song.
No, I had a girl that I had a crush on in high school that I definitely got into a songwriting phase, and then anytime I had an opportunity to be like, I wrote a song for you, I just would completely crap out and just be like, I'm too embarrassed to do it right now, and I would hum it, just it's kind of like. But yeah,
You have to really sing it.
Paolo
confident.
Nutini was coming out at that time. Do you know that singer?
No.
He's he's known for the songs grant my last request and just let me hold you. No? But yeah, so he had this weird kind of raspy thing, and I was like, that's how I'm gonna sing. So all of them were like, and I'm gonna really trying to put on this is how adults sing when they're serious.
What were some of your lyrics? Just give us one line, Shaun, since we're in it.
Ooh. This one I wrote after I lost my virginity to the girl that I my first serious girlfriend.
Oh,
but
snap.
it was after we had broken up for a long time, and then we got back together, and I lost my virginity to her, and there was a really weird emotional thing. But I distinctly remember that song started out with the lines, "I'm lying in my bed, surrounded by lost innocence and given up on dreams."
Oh,
And I felt pretty good about that, and I was like, oh, I'm just gonna cry for 15 minutes, and I'll come back to this.
wow.
Yeah.
Oh, so guys lose their virginity and cry too.
Yeah.
It's remarkable how much it helps
It does.
to write a song, and it's oh, this isn't in me anymore. It's out in the world, and
right.
I can play it and feel it, and every time I feel it, I get a little less sad. Every time I play it.
Yeah.
Aw.
I remembered a couple lines from that animal song. If you want me to play it.
I do want to hear it. Yeah.
So as a comparison, it's much slower. It's the same chord progression, but it's I'm also gonna have to beat myself. Do hippos prefer the water? Because when they go for a dip, It's the only time in their lives they don't feel like fat pieces of meat. And do caterpillars get really angry? 'Cause the whole purpose of their strife is to be the ugly first half of some sexy butterfly's life. That's all I remember.
Oh, I love it.
Nice.
But yeah, I can see how the songs flipped. It means completely different things. And I want to listen to both of them. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh, God, this audience. Unbelievable.
You know what? They will clap at not everything. So sometimes we do amazing things and they're just like, where are you, audience?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
They know it.
I love that they're silent all other times.
Well, they're very attentive. You know, let's, because we're in the playing kind of mood, you want to have some fun today?
Do
I didn't mean to say that like, you guys want to do X?
You guys feeling crazy?
I already did.
Everybody reach into that purple box that kind of looks like an ottoman. Everybody reach into the box. Grab yourself an instrument.
Oh my God.
And we're going to play a game called Mystery Instrument Box. That's right. Not yet! All right, here we go.
You guys want to have fun on my turn?
We play this game the way I want to play it.
It's the least fun game I've ever been a part of.
No, this is fun.
You just lost the game! Your game's over!
Being scored.
Automatic disqualification.
Why'd you choose that egg, Shaun? Why'd you choose that egg? Can you play that egg, Shaun? Can you play the egg?
Thank God I can play the egg. I'm smiling with my dimples. It's the kind of instrument that is really simple. You could probably give this to about any sort of fool, and they'll use this to make music, 'cause it's a music-making tool.
Why'd you choose that xylophone? Why'd you choose that xylophone? Lizzie, can you play the xylophone? Lizzie, can you play it now? Very nice.
Sounded pre-written.
That was really
I'm
good.
really, this is...
Like a xylophone solo.
This is my, I just
I
found
think
my
we
thing.
discovered you.
You did.
I'm a
Keep playing
virtuoso.
one more round if you want. Yeah.
Well, I don't think I can top that.
Oh, okay.
Unless there's rules. But I have to.
You'll have to keep going, 'cause this is fun.
14 demerits!
Points to Slytherin.
Better be Gryffindor! That's how we play musical mystery box. This would be a really good time to poll the audience and ask, does the audience have any suggestions for our Halloween spooktacular songs in the Key of Funny podcast today with Lizzie Sivitz, Shaun Fisher, and as always, I'm Kristin Key. Usually we have some suggestions from the audience. We do!
There
We
it
have some
is.
suggestions from the audience. The internet watches us and sometimes they'll let us know what they want to see or hear.
Sing a song about black cats.
Black cats.
Okay.
Is there we just kind of go at it, or is there like an order? I mean, I feel like now there's very specific rules I need to be aware of.
You know, that's a good idea. It's,
All right, you sing a song about, a verse about fur. I'll come in about ladders. No,
Nice.
we gotta keep it freeform.
like yeah.
Fur and ladders were my main two.
All right. What key do you want to play? So it's about black cats. You want to play in the key of C? For
I mean,
cat?
this seems like a C-oriented instrument from what I know, which is very little about music
that,
theory.
yeah.
There's 2 C's on it.
It seems very C.
C heavy.
Okay. I'll go first, maybe, and then maybe kick it to Shaun. Yeah, something like that. It's a bad luck thing if this crosses your path. This thing I'm talking about, well, it's a black cat. Don't walk under a ladder. Don't break a mirror. Bad luck. We're gonna get better at this, I promise. I like black cats, or any color cat, that's fine. I like any kitty cat as long as that kitty cat's mine. I think this is what I'm saying, and what I'm saying is that I wish that I had a cat.
Oh, I used to have a cat. That cat, it was just black. The sad part of it, it turned into a creature snack. Oh yeah, that's sad. I know these emotions try to hide,
But it's real.
Oh yeah, I made a mistake, left my door open, and it ran outside. We looked for days and weeks and nights and hours. We looked with everything, we used all of our powers. I knew the chances of getting her back was stunted, but we made all these posters say lost cat, wanted.
Oh, nice. Cat.
Cat sound.
Meow.
There's more than one way to skin a cat. Why is that something that people say? Seriously, is there not a better way to get your message across? There's more than one way to do something, but why are you skinning a cat? And why did that get popularized? How many people were skinning cats that frequently? Don't kick a dead horse in the mouth. Never kick a horse if it's dead or not. Is there not a better way to give our expressions without cruelty to animals? I can only hope so.
I can only hope so. Nicely done. Never kick a dead horse in the mouth.
I guess it's never
Don't
kick a
look
prize
at-
horse and don't beat a dead horse.
Don't beat a dead
Don't
horse
look a
and
gift
don't
horse
look a gift horse in the mouth.
So I don't
Don't beat a
I
dead
have
horse.
no idea what I'm talking
And
about.
don't skin a cat.
Don't beat a
The
dead horse in
answer
the
to my
mouth.
question, why do people say that, is they
They
don't. Don't beat a dead horse.
I'm gonna
is what I
start.
meant.
I think we should all start.
Hey.
Guys, come on.
Don't kick a dead horse in the
Don't kick a
mouth.
gift horse in the
I love it when
dead
people
mouth.
confuse sayings.
Colloquialisms.
The grass is always greener on that other horse.
You can lead a horse to water, but kick him in the bush. And he's yours forever.
Yeah, there are a lot of cruel, like you can't force a horse to drink. What a shame is the thought behind that idiom.
Well, that's true. Idiom. That's a
Or
word.
like, I love it when people are like, I have my hands in a lot of pies. I'm like, I've never.
Pots. Isn't it pots?
I think it's pies.
Oh.
I
But
like
it's
pies.
either way.
I want to have my hand in a lot
Don't
of
put
pies.
your hand in a boiling pot, and don't stick your hand in someone's pie either.
I would like to stick my not in a bad
Man, how's it
like
more?
a peach pie.
How's it more than two? Like, how'd you get to a lot of?
You just there was a row of pies,
Just
and you
like,
did two at a time down the row.
It took all day.
It just means you eat a lot of pie, really.
There was a lot of pie available, and you stuck your hand. You must have been at a bake sale.
Or like a eating contest, and someone's like,
Yeah.
"Oh,
Yeah, it's
Ruined
very.
that pie eating contest / bake sale.
There's a hand in that pie.
And there was a dead horse that people kept kicking.
Kept kicking right
it was
in
a
the
rough
mouth.
track and field day. So, so you're in the 8th grade. You're having all these confusing feelings, and you get a ukulele, and you write feeling songs. Where did the comedy come in, since the music started first?
So when I went to college, I started out at a small college called Middlebury College in Vermont.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, good thing. I did not enjoy it, so I transferred to the University of Pennsylvania in Philadelphia.
Heard of that one.
And then I started doing comedy. A cute girl at a party said that I was funny and that I should try out for her comedy group. And she was a lesbian and cute. And I said, well, this is how I make most of my life decisions. So I will try out. And I got in, and it was called Bloomers, America's only all-female sketch comedy group.
Heard of it.
Vanessa Bayer is our most famous alumnus. And I got really into that. And I had always been a debater growing up.
Yep.
I was a Washington State debate champion in high school. And I realized that same improvisational, coming up with arguments, those tools, and I would make fun of people a lot when I would debate them, Not like personally.
A solid tactic.
Yeah,
It throws them off.
I made a few people cry, which I'm not proud of.
You were a little bit. You can see it.
I bring it up now.
The smile on your face.
I'm not proud of it. I never to mention it.
Here's a picture of it.
Your dimples come out when you talk about it. Like,
You're glowing right now.
Guys, I've never felt
pregnant,
healthier.
or are you talking about debating? You look adorable.
God, you know what? I affirm that resolution. That's what we would say. That was a joke for the debaters out there. So, then I started doing comedy when I was in college. I interned at the UCB in New York at the training center and went to as many shows as possible. Then I moved out here after college to write and do comedy. I do lots of things. It's not like my main focus necessarily, but I love it with all my heart. And that's me in a nutshell.
That's exciting.
What does musical comedy provide you as, like, what do you get out of it if it's not your main thing? Like, what joy or what itch does it scratch?
I mean, I think it's not my main thing for, like, mental health reasons.
Okay.
Because, like, if I made it, there's so much, like, rejection in this business, and it's so hard to make it your main thing that if I, like, told myself that it was all I wanted, it would be hard to get through the day.
I feel you.
But I have a lot of passions, and music and comedy, like, so musical comedy knocks out two of them right there.
There you go.
And it just gives me, a way to have fun and connect and write. You know, when I have funny ideas, like, actually do something with them. And I was really into sketch in college, and I still do some sketches. I have one YouTube sketch that has over 1 million views.
Oh.
So that's my
What?
That's my
That's
pride
not
and
an
joy.
easy thing to do.
It took 2 years.
You
So
know,
it didn't,
still,
like,
that's
it didn't
not an easy thing
instantly
to
go
do.
viral. But reading the comments of the YouTube video
Wow.
are like, it's for anybody out there that still has faith in the people of the internet,
Nope.
go read the comments of my YouTube video, 10 Hours of Walking in LA with a Dog.
Oh.
It's a parody. You know the woman who got catcalled? The 10
yeah,
hours
where
of
she
in New
walked
York?
around.
Yeah, so I never get catcalled, but whenever I have my dog, people catcall my dog. So they'll drive by and yell out the window like, "Beautiful dog!" And so I was like, I'm going to do a parody of this video with somebody walking a dog, and I planted my friends all around to yell catcalls at the dog. "Smile, dog! Why are you not smiling?" And I had a friend, be the girl, and so we did it in that style. And, I mean, there are, like, battles about whether or not the video is real or fake. And there are credits at the end.
Right.
And I am clearly the owner of the channel.
But they're
and-
like, nah, suspicious still.
And there are people, "This is so stupid, this is fake." And then there are people like, "How dare you say that this is fake? You have no idea what it's like to be a woman trying to walk a dog. You misogynistic piece of crap." I'm like, "Oh boy, I don't want to get
Giving them a
involved."
platform.
Someone's
yeah.
like, this is not parody for me. This is my everyday
This
at
is my
WAG.
everyday. I know. I was like, "I'm sorry that I triggered something in you."
But you're a hot button.
It is fake.
Sorry,
Spoiler alert.
Ooh,
I'm gonna
that's
go
a-
in there and be like, "No, it's not. I know her. It was
We
real."
interviewed her earlier today.
Reinvigorate
Yeah,
the
she
debate.
was like 100%, like off camera, was like, "Nah, it's real. It's for real."
We go
Yeah.
back and edit the tape, and she's like, guys, I just want to tell you that it
It's
is
real.
real. Like,
It's fake. But it's and if you ever want to know anything that any person could have wrong with you,
Oh.
put yourself in a video with 1 million views. Not in a sad way. It's just kind of funny. Like the comments are people are honest.
I'm
What
not
is-
allowed to read comments. My wife won't let me anymore because every time she's like, "Why did you read them?" I'm like, "I don't know, but I don't feel good."
People are also convinced. They're like, "The girl in the red shirt works for BuzzFeed," and there's like people are like, "Yeah." Like that has like
That
200
many
upvotes.
conspiracy theories about your video?
Yeah, and like people just thinking they recognize me, and I definitely don't work for BuzzFeed, and also my face is blurred. And we found the person because I'm one of the cat callers or dog
blurred-
callers.
That blurred face works for BuzzFeed.
And I found the person they thought that I was, and it was not a compliment.
Oh,
Does she have a really blurry face?
Her face is completely out of focus at all times.
Her dad was a megapixel. Just like,
She was born really fast.
what?
So you mentioned before we started that you were a hella good, was it slam poet? Or maybe I heard that from somebody else. Maybe I read it on a YouTube comment thread.
Somebody from NorCal.
That would be my other video, 10 hours of doing slam poetry. No, just joking.
Why does everything you do have to be for 10 hours?
I only do things for 10 hours. That's why this podcast...
Speak off beat, girl.
Especially today, the Songs of the Key of Funny podcast will be streaming for 10 hours.
Wow, we're going to go till like midnight.
Yay!
Or whenever
You're welcome.
to it.
Eating
The
pizza
audience is
on the street.
very excited about it.
Well, like 3 people probably are. Like, I didn't have anything to do today.
Nice.
Perfect.
Another Black Cat song.
So, I never honestly took slam poetry so seriously.
Okay.
No offense to the slam poets of the world. But I feel like there are some really amazing slam poems. Like, there are some really, really good ones that I've heard, and I've been like, wow, this is making me cry, or this is making me feel something. But, like, 99.9% of slam poems are, like, follow this very clear formula and this very clear way of speaking that nobody would ever talk in real life if they hadn't heard, like, every other slam poet.
Right.
Like, if I wrote a poem, I would go upstairs and be like, I would go on stage and be like, this is a poem that I wrote, you know.
Yeah.
I loved orange juice. It tastes so good. You know, I do it in my normal speaking voice, but this affected, like they're...
When you're doing a poem, you immediately go for the word orange.
Yeah, because, you know, you want to easy rhyming.
Easy rhyme, yeah.
I love orange juice.
Yeah, exactly.
I had it when I was a kid.
Roxy the Fox is an incredible poet.
The slam poet.
Can you hear it from her?
No, exactly. And so people act like they're giving a speech like at the Washington Monument to like 100,000 people about their poem. But no, I mean, so to prove my theory that you can make a slam poem out of anything, if you are willing to let me, or we should all
I'm in.
do a
I'm on
impromptu
board.
slam poem.
I thought we were gonna eat cake. Okay,
All
but I'm
right, so
still
we need a topic. We need a topic.
Roxy, we need a topic.
Do we have a topic from the audience? If not, I can get I have a suggestion.
We do, actually.
Ooh.
Sorry, my bell was being defective.
Ring my...
Someone commented on our Facebook page that you guys have nice hats. So why don't we do hats?
Do have solid
All right,
hats.
all right, all right. So it's just straight off the dome. Come up on stage, slam poet.
What beat should we use?
We don't need a beat.
No beat,
It's
no
slam.
beat. No beat, it's slam.
All right.
I'm already out of my element.
We walk through life underneath hats. Each day going by on the street, who are you, who am I, who are we as a people? I can't tell. Because underneath every single hat there is a story. The mother who can't afford milk for her baby who wears a baby hat. The postman who can't afford to deliver the mail because of his mail hat costs are too expensive. Because the government is always trying to keep us down. And you know there's a difference between a hat you want to wear and a hat you need to wear. Because you might have your hand in a lot of pies, and you might have your head in a lot of hats, and that might be our demise. Because who I am and what I need is outside of what you can give me. Hats.
Oh my God. Felt something.
Right? I just all of a sudden started hating and wanting hats at the same time.
Is it my turn or your turn?
I'm good going if you don't have anything.
You're probably gonna be better than me, so I'll go in the middle.
Okay,
Take a
sounds
career.
good.
Give us a sandwich and then okay.
Halloween hat.
Thank you, Roxy.
if it wasn't.
Oh!
Halloween.
Sorry.
I like rules. Okay.
There's rule.
Hats! Spooky, symbolic, important, keeping my brains warmer than they should be, sitting atop my head like snow on a mountain, providing the landscape for my hair to sit with decadence, with decoration, with deliciousness, making me a little bit more beautiful today. So when I walk down the streets and men look at me, they won't look at my body, my piece of ass. They'll look at my hat!
Yes, girl.
Yes.
So I feel like part of it is like getting in like a real serious mode before I approach the mic, right?
You have to be the most self-important person in the world. Oh, your energy is breathtaking.
Wake up, husband hat. Go to the kitchen, chef hat. Take out my dog, walker's hat. Drive that car, driver's hat. Meet a friend, friend hat. Go to work hat. Bathroom break, bathroom hat. Grab hat. Not aggressive hat. Self-defensive hat. Reflective hat. Protective hat. Selective hat. Rejected hat. Homeward hat. Father hat. Child hat. Netflix watching. Time ticking by. Wasting my life hat. What do you think of that hat?
Wow.
Snap, but if I could.
Oh, is that what you do? You snap.
I think you're supposed to, but
You can't snap?
I mean, I think just because my hands are sweaty from this xylophone. Oh, there we go.
I thought it was just something like you couldn't do. Like
Wrecking this xylophone so hard.
that was.
You heard my solo, right? You can't play that kind of xylophone solo and not get sweaty hands. Thank you.
Just taking out a double
Thank
xylophone.
I feel like we should keep going with like how well does slam poetry segue into freestyle hip hop? Because we're about to.
With that
pretty
kind of a
perfectly.
segue, perfectly.
Learning stuff about hip hop, teach us something, Shaun. Learning stuff about hip hop, teach us something, Shaun.
All right, guys. Welcome to my little hip-hop corner of the podcast. Essentially what we're going to be doing in this corner today is I'm going to be teaching you a little beatboxing thing, and then we're going to get a suggestion for a song that we are going to freestyle. And on that freestyled song, you are free to beatbox, you're free to freestyle, you're free to just make gibberish sounds on top of it, whatever your level of comfort is.
Boots and cats and boots and cats
Love
and
it.
boots and
So the thing that we're going to be learning today is scratches. Air scratches. So the easiest scratch, the one that you've probably heard before, is the era sound. Era, era, era.
Oh yeah.
Right? So you're saying the word era, or you think of the letter R, and you just go era, 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 and that's replicating you pulling back the vinyl. Right?
Era.
Right. Now, if you want to do like some cool like modulations to that, you can say the phrase every day or every day and go every day, every day, every day, every day, every day, every day, every day. Cool. So that's the vocal version.
Every day.
Now, the air version of that, if you want it to sound like this, it might be hard because you have grown this mustache in the last week. But the way, what you're doing with your mouth is you're essentially like kind of doing a little bit of a duck face.
Okay.
And then you're going to say the phrase chiffa, chiffa, like chiffa, chiffa. There it is.
This is great.
And then you can say like chiffy, and then it'll get a different sound. Or you can do chiffu. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
It's hard. I feel like whenever I try to beatbox, I'm just spitting on people.
That's thankfully most of it goes into the microphone. That's why I'm trying to like hide behind it. Yes.
Era.
Topic. They're
Era.
asking you to sing about zombies.
Zombies? Yeah, I can do
Beatboxing
that.
About zombies.
Cool.
Okay.
So
And
I
their
can lay down
bombs,
the
and
beat
their
first.
bombs.
All my friends are dead.
Boom, dum, dum, boom. Boom, dum, dum, boom. Boom, dum, boom. Boom, dum, dum, boom. Boom, dum, dum, boom.
Am I supposed to start since you're
Maybe.
beatboxing? All my friends are dead. Some of them don't have heads. Let me get a leg. Seriously, I'll take your leg. It'll fall off really easily, cause your body's so greasily covered in blood and flooded in zombie guts. And it's like Walking Dead. I think I'm ahead. Don't have many rhymes. Pencils have lots of lead, and I'm gonna write down something ahead of time. Teach myself about zombies and how to rhyme. I don't really know, cause I'm like, got some flow. Oh, oh. All my friends are dead.
All my friends are dead.
All my friends are dead.
Oh, my friend was dead, then he got up from his bed. His arms sticking out straight, and he showed up a little late. His skin was kind of gray, and I said, hey, buddy, hey, are you feeling all right? He said, nah, it's the night of the living dead, and I'm feeling dead. I just puked on my shirt. Once I was hurt, but now I'm dead. My life is gone. Hey, my name is Shaun of the Dead. I'm dead. Wanna join me? I'm dead. All my friends are dead.
Shaun of the Dead.
Shaun of the Dead.
Shaun of the Dead, yeah.
Era. Boots and cats and boots and cats and boots.
All of a sudden it went like doots and cats and doots and cats.
Here we go.
Nice.
I feel like I just sound like the monkey from Aladdin when I say every day. Aladdin. That monkey doesn't talk the whole movie. He just doesn't say any lines, and then at the very end, when Aladdin's dead, he goes Aladdin. And it's like, if you can speak this whole time,
You know my name.
why are you choosing not to? I just like Aladdin. Wake up! That's what he says.
Right.
Aladdin, wake up! You have taxes due soon. Aladdin.
You got to be able to teach him something else.
Also, if you're a poor street rat like Aladdin and you have a
Eat.
talking monkey, that's
That's
a way to
your
make
show.
money.
Oh, right, yeah.
If you're so starving for bread, what's his name? Apu?
Yeah.
If you're so starving for bread, Apu,
Go.
why don't you go
Huh.
do a little show in
Pimp
Times
out the
Square?
monkey.
Or even if a monkey came
Acrobat
up to me
Square.
and was like, "Can I have bread?" I'd be like, "Ah,
Yes.
yes." That was adorable and terrifying at the same time.
Never thought about that. You may have just made Aladdin better or ruined it for somebody. I can't tell what.
That's what I like to do. I like to take children's movies and I like to ruin them for kids.
Me too. Me too. We have that in common. What? Will you play us another original while you're here? While we have you held hostage with all these rules?
Yeah, on this or.
I want to hear it on your tiny guitar
Thank you.
that I'm assuming costs more than $20 this time.
Well, it's actually not that much more than $20.
When did you upgrade?
Well, so I have a few ukuleles. One's pretty beat up, but it's very
Fancy.
loud. And it also has a pickup, which is cool, but a very
Yeah.
cheap pickup. Very this one was I think $75 or $80 when I got it online. It is a Lanakai, model number STEQ.
I was gonna say we are
For the
looking
uke
for
heads out
sponsors
there,
right now.
For the
but-
uke heads out there who are
Got that
saying, I
Lanakai.
want to sound like her.
Who wouldn't?
This is a song about dressing poorly, which is kind
I'm
of
listening.
Need to hear it.
I wake up and I get dressed. I look mediocre, I must confess. I'm wearing khakis and a polo, but whatever I say, YOLO, I am comfortable with what I've got on. Life's too short for the pain of Louis Vuitton. So I go about my day, pursuing my dreams, and I think, oh hey, I better go pick up some things at Walgreens. So I go in, walk to my aisle, browse the shelves for a while, until someone walks up and says, hey, excuse me, where can I find shampoo? Crap. I'm literally wearing the Walgreens uniform by accident. It happened before in Philadelphia when a bus for the disabled tried to pick me up. I was wearing a pink shirt with animals on it and hunched over on a bench. I am not being uncouth. The driver pulled up and said, hey, excuse me, are you Ruth? And I stood up and I was like, what? And he said, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And closed the door and drove away. I was like, that's okay. What kind of bus just drives around guessing who's disabled? I didn't get to ride on that bus. I mean, I didn't want to ride on that bus. But I didn't want to not ride on that bus. I might have had snacks. Once at Macy's, my mom took me aside. She said, Lizzie, you need to learn to fight every urge inside that's attracting you to this white and black striped shirt with gold nautical buttons. If you wear this, you'll look like the captain of a gay cruise. I didn't get that shirt. I mean, I didn't want that shirt. But I did want to be the captain of a gay cruise, and that's never gonna happen now. Thanks, Mom.
Yay! Oh, I think you should be the captain of any gay cruise. And if any gay cruises are looking for captains, we have Lizzie Sivitz right here that's looking for a job.
I learned to drive boat.
You can drive boat.
I can
Me
learn
learn
to drive
boat.
You can drive boat.
I love horn boat.
Me love water boat.
Where can people find you online so they can follow you and listen to all of your songs, 8th grade or grown up?
LizziesGayCruises.com. No, I
Typing
wish.
it in.
Jeez Louise. You can follow. I would love if you could subscribe to my YouTube channel. It has my viral video on there.
I'm gonna watch
a couple of my songs on there. It's Lizzie Jokes, I believe. Or if you search Lizzie Sivitz, you'll find me. And then on Twitter, @LizzieSiv.
That's right. Yeah.
I'm also recently launched a clothing brand called Los Angeles, where I am selling some stuff I've designed. Some of it's pretty funny. LA pattern, cool stuff.
Cool.
A lot of hikes. People in LA love to brag about all the hikes they do.
Yes.
So I did a shirt with all the hikes on it. So it's spelled like Los Angeles, but easy, EASY. So Los Angeles, easy. Probably should have picked a simpler name.
Easy in the name.
And
hard.
Found it.
you can go to losangeles.com for lots of cool garments and
Ooh,
stuff
clothes.
I've designed.
Ooh, that looks nice.
And then, my personal page, Lizzie Sivitz on Facebook, if you want to like that. If you want to just get everything Lizzie Sivitz, you do all 4, and tell me, and I will sing you a song.
Yeah.
Aw, that's awesome.
Cool.
Everybody do that. Subscribe to her, like her, follow her, and go to her losangelesi.com. There's all kinds of clothes here. Good designs. Some
Solid designs.
green line
real good
leggings.
designs.
There's some cool,
Yeah,
patterns,
t-shirts are
champagne,
kick-ass.
avocados, sushi. I have a Marina Del Rage hat for all the partiers in
so
Marina
It's
Del
really
Rey.
cool. It's hip stuff. You won't.
Oh.
Yeah. It'll
Marina
take
Del
my
Rage.
vibe up a couple points.
Marina Del Rage.
And guys, if you want to find us in the future, always look for Songs in the Key of Funny or Songs Key of Funny on Instagram. Our Instagram account is always fun to go to. Our website is songsinthekeyoffunny.com. Follow Shaun Fisher at Hey Guys It's Shaun, Kristin Key at The Kristin Key, and of course Songs in the Key of Funny on Facebook, Instagram, our website, YouTube, and as always, thank you for listening to our podcast.
Songs in the key of funny. Funny songs and the stories behind them.
Yeah.
What a fun day.
Dude, that was fun. That was so fun. I keep wanting to shake your hand, but this is not here. Oh.